A very good afternoon to you and welcome to Lunchtime News. You're with me, Stephanie Lazarus. Before we go into your stories in detail, let's take a look at the headlines. 3 MOUs inked between Sri Lanka and the Maldives. An island-wide trade union action staged by the Government Midwifery Services Association, the Jasundara report, which consists of recommendations to be submitted in the coming week, a statement from the ministry. A need for a policy change has arisen, a statement from Tilvin Silva. And on international news, Thai general denies military coup was planned. Now, stories in detail. Sri Lanka and the Maldives have signed 3 bilateral agreements. According to the presidential media unit, the agreements were signed during President Mahinda Rajapaksa's meeting with Maldivian President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Gayoom.
An MOU on the development in the health sector was signed between Minister of External Affairs Professor G.L. Piris and the Maldivian Health Minister. An MOU was also linked between the Board of Investment of Sri Lanka and the Maldivian Ministry of Economic Development. The third MOU was linked on the coordination for search and rescue services by the foreign ministers of both nations. The presidential media unit said that this agreement aims at coordinating the matters pertaining to rescue operations at sea. Meanwhile, President Mahinda Rajapaksa, who is currently on a tour in the Maldivians, met with the Maldivian counterpart Abdullah Yamin Abdul Gayoom yesterday. Here the Maldivian president had said that he will not approve the interferences of external forces into matters concerning Sri Lanka. The presidential media unit said that the Maldivian president had assured his assistance towards Sri Lanka in the face of internal pressure.
The court ordered to make null and void the order made by the Chief Minister of the Southern Province to remove Metsiri De Silva as a mayor and a councillor from the Galle Municipal Council. The ruling was made by the Galle High Court subsequent to taking up the case filed by the mayor in this regard.
Metsiri De Silva filed a petition in court to make null and void the Gazette notification issued to remove him from the post of mayor and the order made by the Chief Minister of the Southern Province. Issuing the verdict, High Court Judge KBK Himuragama said the Chief Minister cannot remove a councillor from his or her post based on a complaint made by a council session after being appointed through a public vote.
General Secretary of the JVP, Tilvin Silva, says that instead of party and personal differences, what is needed today is a change in policies. He made this statement at a function held in the Palmune area in Batticaloa yesterday. This function was held to declare open the Batticaloa district office of the JVP.
The Ministry of Finance submitted a report to the President regarding the economy of the country. The report consists of the provinces that is facing poverty the most of the 9 provinces in the country. It is the Uva province that is facing the highest level of poverty. Second is the Eastern province and the third is the North. That is how it is. The North could be an exception considering there was a war there. What is his government doing? Was there any development in the east? Various names were however made, such as Naganihiro Navodaya, Utturata Vasantaya. Now we are lower than from where we initially were. Life is difficult now. We live in fear. The fear of whether another clash will erupt. So instead of the politics which was followed up to date, which changes its people and party colors, which is of no use, we should go for a change in policies.
The second patrol ship presented to the Sri Lanka Navy by the Australian government near the Colombo harbour yesterday. A large group of high-ranking Navy officials, including the commander of the Sri Lanka Navy, Vice Admiral Jayanath Colomboge, and Chief of Staff Rear Admiral Jayantha Pereira, were in attendance for the welcoming ceremony.
The vessel which was presented to Sri Lanka by the Australian government is a Bay-class vessel. The first Bay-class vessel which was presented to Sri Lanka by the Australian government on the 30th of March arrived at the Colombo harbour on the 24th of April. The 2 vessels were presented to Sri Lanka on an assurance made by the Australian Premier Tony Abbott in November last year to prevent illegal migrants and the strengthening of border protection. The vessel is 38.2 meters in length, while it could reach a maximum speed of 24 knots.
chess is more or less like politics.
Politics is more than chess. It's teamwork like cricket. You must have the stamina for a marathon. You must also remember it's a hard game like raga, and it's a blood sport like boxing.
And it is all about protecting the leader.
Face to Face with Ranil Wickramasinghe, hosted by Mahina Bongso, on the 26th Thursday at 7 p.m.
First up on international news, a senior Thai general has said that the last month's military coup has not been planned in advance. It comes after an opposition leader claimed that the army had been discussing overthrowing the government for years. Lieutenant General Chachalam Chalamusk also said that those detained by the military since the coup were being treated well. And he said controversial former PM Thaksin Shinawatra and his family could still return to Thai politics. The military seized power in the Southeast Asian nation on the 22nd of May, saying it wanted to return stability to Thailand after months of political and social unrest. It has promised a return to democracy, but only after it has carried out sweeping reforms of the political system. Coup leaders led by Army Commander Prayut Chan-o-cha said that they intervened at the last minute to stop the country sliding into a more dangerous and violent political conflict. Egypt defended its judicial system at the United Nations yesterday amid global outcry over the jailing of Al Jazeera journalists, telling diplomats and press that it respects the role of the media and does not consider journalism a crime. Diplomats from more than 17 countries, including 8 members of the UN Security Council, attended the meeting, organized by the UN Correspondents Association to show solidarity with the 3 imprisoned Al Jazeera journalists. Egyptian producer Bahar Mohammed were jailed on Monday for 7 years. All 3 denied the charges of working with the now banned Muslim Brotherhood.
It is now almost 6 months, 179 days that they've been held, and this week we've had sentences: 7 years for Peter Grester, 7 years for Mohammed Fahmy, and 10 years for Bahar Mohammed. What we want to do today is raise their plight and try and get ideas from you on how we're going to get them out.
Creatively, diplomatically.
The case has sparked global outrage, with the United States calling for the chilling draconian sentences to be reversed. But when the microphone was handed to Egypt's deputy UN ambassador, he defended his country's legal system.
We are again speaking about a legal case, a legal procedure. We are very well known to have the oldest judiciary in the Middle East, one of the best. I fully trust our judicial system, and I have confidence that the due procedures will be followed and justice will be done in such cases and in all other cases.
President Mohamed Morsi was toppled last July. Some 67 journalists had been detained in the country.
Newsfirst is the most trusted news website in Sri Lanka, using a multi-platform responsive layout for a richer user experience. Our news reporting is verified, unbiased, balanced and fearless. We are Sri Lanka's most powerful social media network. Millions trust Newsfirst. That's why we are #1. Access our content on the web, Twitter, Facebook and YouTube. Newsfirst, your life, our news.
Moving back to some local news, midwives across the island are refraining from carrying out field services. President of the Government Midwifery Services Association, Devika Kodituaku, said that the cause of this action is due to the fact that the services of midwives in all health sectors are being disrupted by nurses. At the moment, all family health service inspectors island-wide have stepped aside from their duties. We are saddened that the ministry has not taken any steps to resolve this issue. Due to such incidents, we have been unable to provide our valuable services to the general public.
Meanwhile, the fast on to death launched by a midwife of the Peradeniya hospital, alleging that the services of midwives are being disrupted by nurses, has entered its 3rd day today. Reports suggest that her health condition is poor. Our cameras captured the president of the Government Midwifery Services Association, Devika Kodutuaku, besides the midwife engaged in the fast. The fast was in effect at midnight yesterday as well.
Newsfirst inquired the Ministry of Health regarding the issue between the nurses and midwives. The Ministry's Additional Secretary K.S. Kerigal has said that a report consisting of solutions compiled by the committee headed by Secretary of the Ministry of Finance Dr. P.B. Jayasundara will be received soon. Moving on to some golf news now. Tiger Woods took part in the National Pro-Am at the Congressional Country Club, where he will return to competition following a 3-month absence.
The former long-time world number 1 will make his comeback after surgery to repair a pinched nerve in his back. Wood is set to tee off in today's opening round with emerging 20-year-old American Jordan Spieth and Australian Jason Day. Woods was a bit rusty in Pro-Am, making 1 birdie and a single bogey, but the winner of 79 PGA Tour events, including 14 major championships, can never be counted out. Woods, who is the host of the tournament, which benefits his charity foundation, said on Tuesday he won't play again after this weekend until the British Open.
Well, with that, we wrap up lunchtime news for today. More news coming up at 1:55. Take care.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.